I'm John Knight, and this is a product demonstration module for our smart switched power distribution units. We currently offer 4 models of power distribution unit, 2 horizontal and 2 vertical, both in 120 volt and 230 volt models. The box that you see in front of me will be used for our demonstration. And this is a custom built box that we made that we've just installed 3 different fan trays on, as well as the horizontal 115 volt power distribution unit in the front that allow us to communicate with this. Inside this box we've also included a heat source, which we're using a 120 watt bulb to generate heat that will allow the thermally controlled fans in one of these fan trays to ramp up and ramp down so that we can demonstrate current draw on the software. So without further ado, we'll get to the installation and proper operation of the unit.
In order to do a demonstration with this unit, you have to know the IP address. In order to get the unit to give you the IP address, you press the function button and let it beep 2 times. And after it does that, it will give you the IP address, 3 characters at a time. One 192.168.0.15. What we've done after we have gotten the IP address by pressing the button on the display unit, we hook up with the web browser to that IP address, and we start a program, and we log on to it, and now we're speaking directly to the PDU. You can see now that it's idling. We've also installed some software that will monitor things and also log. That is on the second page. You see that is also idling. And let me point out that the IP address is being shown, model number is being shown, and this area here will be used to log information. You can see there's some previous work in place there. It's showing there's 1 PDU in a normal situation, which is the only one we have at the moment. So let's start some activity. We're going to start the DC fans. Here we have some control over things. First thing, before we start, let's look at some of the configuration. The configuration of these things will not be part of the demonstration, but just to give an idea, when we press System, we're able to see information about the system, to include its name, the contact information. These things are variable. If we press Threshold, this is something we can set and something that we have set. The reason we set this is because we want to force the PDU to send out warning messages when we exceed 2 amps. We want to send out an overload message when it exceeds 3 amps. As I said before, the user is variable. We're going to leave this alone because it's not part of the demonstration right now. Network, it talks about how this PDU is getting its IP address, and we're using something called DHCP to have it come out automatically as opposed to having one assigned. Here we can issue an email address that will receive messages from the PDU as these events are encountered. The SMTP and SSL, these things are available for use but are not part of the demonstration. So let's start the demonstration. What we're going to do now is go to these outlets, and these outlets can be named any kind of way you want to. I think there's a limit of about 8 characters, maybe 10 characters, but we have renamed these to match exactly what is inside of the demonstration box. There are 4 DC fans, 4 AC fans, and a heat source. The 4 DC fans have a thermistor that is remotely mounted and held above the heat source, which is a 120 watt light bulb. So we're going to start the AC fans first. I'm sorry, the DC fans first. Clicking here and clicking on will start it. On that front panel there, you can see the current being used as well. See that? Yeah. It's going to go up high. they'll start high. You can see there's current being used. The monitoring program has also seen this. It's slightly delayed. And you see it is showing something here. Down at the bottom, I think we can see that we've turned it on. Now, to create something, make a few things happen, we're going to turn on the heat source. If you wait a little bit, you'll see that they'll start to heat up and the fans will run faster and faster. Eventually we'll run it full speed if you let it go like that. Turning on the heat source causes it to use more current, and now we can hear it beeping because it has exceeded the 2 amps threshold we set for the warning signal. Now if we wait a moment or two, you'll see the current will move up because it's using more current because the fans are starting to run faster. And the fans are starting to run faster because the thermistors are being heated. At some point, the speed of the fans and the heat will reach equilibrium because the fans are fairly efficient, and eventually they'll stop at roughly 2.6, 2.7 amps. What we want to do right now is drive this thing into a situation to where it is using more than 3 amps of current. So we'll do that by turning on the AC fans. The AC fans have now been turned on. You see we're now using 3.2 amps. And the logging program can see it. We should be logging that we have a warning and a critical. And you can see at the bottom here, we have 0 normal, 0 and warning, and we have 1 and critical. It has also sent an email to my email address. That one means a warning level of 1, and again from the same IP address. So now let's shut things down. First you clear them all, and we'll turn the heat off. And with delay here, you can see this thing is still running 3.2, but it catches up and we're now running 1.1 amp, which is below the warning threshold and below the overload threshold. Over here from a previous test, you can see there was a spike in power consumption, and we have the same thing here for the second test. And you can see from a logging point of view that we're back to being normal again. We show normal here as well. Back to control. We'll now turn off the AC fans. And lastly, we'll turn off the DC fans. We're back to 0 usage. This is showing 0, and this will eventually show the same thing. Now everything that has happened here has been logged over here, but more importantly it's been put into a database. And that database is available for data mining, should you want to do that. To get to that, we go to expert mode, and under expert mode we go to data management, and from here we can export either kilowatt hours events, or we can the data log itself, or just events. Right now, all we really have to export is the events. So we're going to click this, and I'm going to put it on the desktop, and we'll just call it test 1. And it's being saved as a CSV file. A CSV file means comma separated values, and that can be opened natively by Excel. And here you see all of the events that just happened, logged.
We've shown to you the general specifications for all the Orion fan PDU models available. We've also shown you one of the units in an interactive demonstration that shows the ease of configurability and use. The demonstration also highlighted the unit's ability to communicate via email and to report events. We have shown you a PDU utility that monitors one or more PDUs and logs events for later use, and we've shown the results of that data logging and used the utility to export the file for use in another program. We encourage you to visit www.orionfans.com for full details or contact your local distributor for more information. Thank you.